And now, by cleaving the Druid, it's actually spreading our threat for our opponent, because now, yes, the Questing Beast is a huge threat, but now he also has the Paradise Druid to deal with. So single target removal becomes less effective the more you spread your threat. So that's just... If you've been enjoying any content on the channel, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe. It's a great free way to support me along this journey. We've got everything from free-to-play budget beginner guides, just general Magic the Gathering Arena beginner guides talking about the principles and archetypes behind this amazing game, some of the top-ranked standard decks, the best historic decks, great original Brawl decks, and some tools and tips. And then we even have a little bit of limited. So no matter what you're into within Magic the Gathering Arena, we have you covered. Subscribe to the channel, join for your chance to win up to 500,000 gems. Make sure to check out our Discord and enjoy this video. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we are playing Jund Midrange by Embercleave, who reached Mythic rank number 885, and I have no doubt that this deck could go much, much higher than that. We're having great luck, and we even beat, I think, rank number 32 today, so some really incredible high Mythic rank footage for you guys to get into. This deck focuses around going wide with creatures and smashing in with trample. We've got Embercleave, which just makes any creature of ours literally into nuclear lethal-based damage, right? We are playing creatures from the top of our library with Vivian. We're playing lands from the top of our library with the Heart of Keld. So there's a lot going in, or a lot going on within this deck. As always, we're breaking down the deck list in its entirety, breaking down each individual card. What do they all do? And then we're going to talk the deck tech, strategies, and synergies. How do all of those individual cards come together to form a really well-working, coherent archetype? We're going to go into some gameplay footage after that, where I break down all of the playlines and interactions we can find between Jund Midrange and the rest of the newly formed meta after the Teferi and Wilderness Reclamation ban, right? So, Amoket Remastered comes out in Historic. This is a standard deck. We're going to jump into Historic a little bit after this in the upcoming content. So I hope you guys are excited for that, because I know I definitely am, right? So we do have our final thoughts, where we're going to touch on more stuff like that, like future content plans, etc. at the end of the video. We also normally do upgrade guides to all of our free-to-play content, which is normally what we focus on. If you can't afford this deck, check out some of our rotation-proof free-to-play decks, right? They're really quite powerful considering what you put into them, using only commons and uncommons, still competing and winning games within Mythic. So it's a true treat for you as a beginner or a free-to-play individual within Magic the Gathering Arena. So if you find any value within this video, I really encourage you to go give me a thumbs up. It's a great way to support the channel for free, and share it out to a friend if you want to go above and beyond. Let's get right into it though. Starting out with our 1-drops, you know, it could be cast for anything. It doesn't have to be cast for 1, because it is a scaling card with X in its mana symbol. So, you know, we can put this into the battlefield for 1, 2, 3, 4, if you guys are unfamiliar. I'm sure you are though. It enters the battlefield as a 0/0 with X +1/+1 counters on it. So whatever you cast it with, it's going to be its strength and toughness equal to that. It has reach and trample as well, which is quite nice. And most importantly, in my opinion, protection from multicolored, which is just like, it's a lot within this meta. It can be a 1/1 and just block an Uro, right, and stop that damage. So a very powerful creature within the Stonecoil Serpent. On to our 2-drops, we've got 3 copies of Scavenging Ooze. This is a 2/2 in which we can pay 1 green source to exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, we're putting a +1/+1 counter on the Ooze and also gaining 1 life. 4 copies of Paradise Druid, a 2/1 with hexproof. As long as it remains untapped, we can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. 2 copies of Noxious Grasp, instant speed, destroy target creature or planeswalker that's green or white, also gaining 1 life here. A single copy of Agonizing Remorse, sorcery speed. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card. You lose 1 life. On to our 3-drops, 4 copies of Rotting Regisaur. So we're starting to see some of the power incorporated within this deck via this card. At the beginning of your upkeep, discard a card is the only downside to Rotting Regisaur, and it needs a downside, trust me, because it is a 7/6 for 3, which is like, you know, almost unseen within Magic. So a great card, and it's a good thing that it at least has some downside. a single copy of Demonic Embrace for 3. This is an enchantment aura, so when it enters the battlefield, equip it to a creature we control. Equipped creature gets +3/+1 and has flying and is a demon in addition to its other types, which isn't so important. The +3/+1 flying is, though. That's an amazing buff plus evasion, so very nice card for 3 here. And then the best part of it, in my opinion, you may cast Demonic Embrace from your graveyard by paying 3 life and discarding a card in addition to paying its 3 mana cost. So, you mill this card or your opponent gets rid of it. You can replay this from the graveyard. Just discard a card that you draw on your upkeep, right? And then you pay 3 life and you want to be the aggressor here. Plus, we have life gain in the deck, so this should be no problem to, help get that little bit of extra damage into your opponent. Speaking of extra damage, we have Stomp for 2 instant speed. This is attached as an adventure to Bonecrusher Giant. He himself is a 4/3, and whenever he becomes a target of a spell, Bonecrusher Giant will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. This could be you or your opponent. Artifacts and equipment spells, when they enter the battlefield and then equip, do not count. They have to target him directly. And then Stomp, like pre-mentioned, deals 2 damage to any target, and damage also can't be prevented this turn, which is sometimes powerful potentially. Radha, Heart of Keld. This is a 3-copy card within our library. It's a 3/3. We only have 3 copies of it because it is a legendary. That's the reasoning there, right? To have multiple copies of this might not be great. Now we run 3 instead of 2 because it is prone to removal. As long as it's your turn, it has first strike. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may play land cards from the top of your library. We can also pay 6 mana instant speed to give Radha +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the number of lands you control. There's no trample here, but if you have a clear lane or some form of trample, that can be incredibly powerful. Onto our 4-drops, 4 copies of Questing Beast, another staple mark of the deck, much like Rotting Regisaur. It's a 4/4 with Vigilance, Death Touch, and Haste. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented, and whenever Questing Beast deals combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage to target player target planeswalker that player controls. We also have 2 copies of Gemrazer. This is a 4/4 with Reach and Trample. The mutate cost here is only 3, so slightly reduced, and whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. So it's a little bit of good removal if your opponent's using some potential exile enchantments, for example. 5 drops, Vivient Monster's Advocate, coming in with 3 loyalty. Some very nice static abilities here. You may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Woof. Being able to play from our library and not our hand is an amazing way to assume virtual card advantage over our opponent, and lots of the times is a big way and a big reason for winning or losing matches. +1, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Put your choice of Vigilance, Reach, or Trample on it. -2, whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost less than that spell that you just cast and put it into the battlefield. Shuffle your library. So we're going to talk about that in a second because that is absolutely broken. 3 copies of Embercleave. This is even more broken if anything. This costs 6, so pretty expensive. It has flash. However, the bread and butter here is this spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control, so there's no equip cost here other than the initial payment of it, unless it gets removed or your creature gets removed. In which case, we can re-equip it for 3 only at sorcery speed, and equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has double strike along with trample. So, we've all seen Embercleave for a while. We know how broken it is, and it is the ender of games, quite literally. These spells are accompanied by a single Castle Locthwain, a single Swamp, 2 Mountains, 6 Forests, 2 Blood Crypts, 4 Overgrown Tombs, 4 Stomping Grounds, 4 Temple of Abundance, and 4 Fabled Passages. So quite a variety of lands here. And we are playing traditional standard today, which means best of 3. We're incorporating... oh Lord. We're incorporating a sideboard into the game to do so, which consists of 2 copies of Red Cap Melee, 1 cost instant speed. Red Cap Melee deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If a non-red permanent is dealt damage this way, you sacrifice a land. 3 copies of Agonizing Remorse, sorcery speed for 2. Target opponent reveals their hand, you choose a non-land card from it, or their graveyard, exile that card, you lose 1 life. We actually have 1 copy of this in the main board, which is quite unique. We're also running 2 copies of Noxious Grasp in the main board. Again, just destroy target creature or planeswalker that's green or white, you gain 1 life. 2 Embers Shield Breakers, this is unique, a 2-drop. It has Battle Display for 1, destroy target artifact, and the Shieldbreaker himself is a 2/1. 3 copies of Lava Coil, also for 2, sorcery speed, dealing 4 damage to target creature. If it would die, exile it instead. And then 3 copies of Shifting Ceratops. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. Pay 1 to give it trample, reach, or haste until end of turn. And it is a 5/4 body, so a pretty big baddie there. That's the deck list. Let's jump right into the deck's strategies and synergies and try to get you guys up to speed with Gruul Midrange by Embercleave, who reached Mythic rank 885, and I myself was able to beat the top-ranked 32nd player in the world today with it. So great footage coming up for you guys. Hold on. We're just going to break down some of the cool interactions within this deck that you might want to be aware of if you're looking to take it out and crush some rank with it yourself. Obviously, this is a mid-range deck. There's not a lot of 1-drops, very few 2-drops, and we really start to turn on the jets within 3, 4, and 5, right? So it's a little bit slow off the start, and we don't have a lot of removal. So as a mid-range deck, your first priority is to survive the aggro output. You know, the aggro decks who are playing the 1-drop, turn 2, a 2-drop, or 2 1-drops, and just trying to beat you by turn 4. So we really need to have early game interaction for that, which, you know, comes via our Noxious Grasp. We can get into their hand with the Remorse and just kind of see what's going on. Where the removal is really nice off the start, though, is Bonecrusher Giant Stomp. 2 damage to any target. Most early plays don't have 3 defense unless they're walls, and in that case, they're not a threat. They won't be attacking you, so you can just easily smash your opponent's creatures with Stomp. That should hopefully be enough to get you through. You know, there's not a lot of removal main board. I mentioned Noxious Grasp again. This is limited to green and white. So our best bet is to try to play the Stonecoil Serpent early on. This will help us defend against certain creatures or make it to the point where your opponent doesn't want to attack because he'll lose his creature within the trade. So the Serpent makes a great 1-drop, of course. It also makes a good 2-drop and 3-drop like we talked about. But treat it as a defensive card early on, and then you come in with the mid-range game plan, and you've got a Gemrazer. Stonecoil Serpent is a 0/0 with X counters on it, so the Mutate counts the counters on top of it, so the Gemrazer will become, you know, a 5/5 or a 6/6 via the Stonecoil Serpents. So that's a really nice way to get that early game slow down effect on your opponent's aggro decks, and then still have the 1/1 become viable later on as a 5/5 or a 6/6 that still has reach and trample, which is quite nice if you ask me. So, you know, that's your primary goal. Control decks, I feel like, might get you, but at the certain points, if you can get going enough, you can out-survive them. You beat mid-range by dealing with their early game threats. You beat control by not allowing them to deal with all of your threats, right? So we do have things with haste here, such as Questing Beast, which is really, really, really nice. So if our opponent does wipe the field, we can just play a new Questing Beast and we're immediately doing damage again, which is quite nice. Demonic Embrace is really good against removal as well because it goes to the graveyard and you can just replay it. But for the most part, you do need to be careful, and that's why we try to kind of spread a little bit of our threat. We do have Embercleave, which is an enchantment. We have Vivian, which is a planeswalker, and then just some creatures, and then some more enchantments, right? So not holding all creatures like an aggro deck would, because control can just, you know, use a field wipe and then the aggro deck's dead. Whereas the mid-range deck, it's like, well, he's got some really big creatures on the field that threaten me in like 3 to 4 turns, right? Because control's not playing defender, so you're going to get to lay in with these attackers consistently. So don't be worried about flooding the field with all of your creatures. Hold a couple of them back because, you know, he hits you. And of course, you know your opponent's decks, know what removal he has available to him. But, you know, dodge the Shadow of the Sky, dodge the Extinction event is really good right now. So be aware of your evens and odds. Try to, you know, put 2 evens and 2 odds on the field and then maybe call it good. And just try to play the long con if you can. Because at the end of the day, if they are looking for a shatter anyways and they wipe you and you replay, now they have to find a new one. Whereas if you just pull out on the field, they get lucky. Now they've got a position to stabilize and come back and beat you, as control decks so often do, right? So those are my 2 kind of general strategies based on what deck type you're playing against. Again, if it's another mid-range deck, just go hard, try to beat them as hard as you can, right? General interactions for the deck: go wide, activate Embercleave. It costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature you control. So if you have 3 attackers and then your Embercleave will only cost 3. It can be reduced by as much as 4, which is pretty cool, allowing us to cast it for 2. So that's our main objective, is to go wide, cleave, kill our opponent, right? Secondary, we do have some cool interactions for, you know, value and card advantage based. We talked about playing lands off the top of our library. If you have the Heart of Keld and a land in your hand and a land on top of your library, make sure to play the land from your library and keep that land in your hand for later, right? So you always want to be playing from the top of your library. So your next draw wouldn't be a land. It could be a non-land permanent, for example, right? Another creature to help you survive or kill your opponent. The same goes with Vivian, playing creatures from the top. Always play from your library before you play from your hand. That's going to get you places in life. You know, the 6 ability plus X is only good if it has a form of trample or demonic embrace with the flying, which is really, really good on the Heart of Keld. Just because we can put this on 1 turn, hit, and then next turn activate the ability and probably have lethal. That way, demonic embrace also really cool on the questing beast. I always try to spread my threat when possible, so I'm not putting all of my enchantments on 1 creature. That's good because they can single target it, and now we've lost more than we needed to, so I like to spread the threat about my creatures, and if we get hit with a field wipe, we would have been hit with a field wipe and lost everything anyways. Ooze is taking things from the graveyard to get a +1/+1 on it, plus gaining life, so a little bit of sustainability, and you can do this instant speed to dodge, you know, that card that kills something without tokens on it or removes 3 tokens. I forget the name of it now, but it will dodge a little bit of removal that way. Not that that's so important. Really, I think we basically touched on it all. It's a simple deck. You use Paradise Druid to ramp, you know, get a turn 3 questing beast out. That's pretty oppressive. Do worry about Claim the Firstborn on your Reggie. Again, we're playing traditional, so we're going to talk about that a little bit in our sideboard guide here. But that's one of this deck's biggest weaknesses, is the Jund sacrifice, in my opinion. It can still get us potentially, and it's pretty gross with Claim the Firstborn on your Reggie because he's so powerful, and then they just get to discard him or sacrifice him, right? So that is the general deck strategy. If you guys have any questions or you think I've missed anything, please leave them in the comments below, as always. Talking about the sideboard though, right? And I do try my best between the matches to break down my sideboard decisions, so you're gonna stay tuned for that. Take out what was bad and put in what was good. These are my main suggestions. So if your opponent, for example, doesn't have any green or white, Noxious Grasp is a dead card in your deck and does not belong. So you took Noxious Grasp out, right? And then, well, what is better than Noxious Grasp? Maybe they still have creatures you need to remove. Well, okay, well, maybe Lava Coil is great for that. Maybe it's a red creature like Winota. Well, then Red Cap Melee is good for that. You know, maybe they're running Uros and things that we need dealt with right away. Ultimatums, those big spells that just ruin the game. Agonizing Remorse just scoops those up right away. So what was really bad for you to have to deal with in their deck, and how can you deal with that better? Put those things in, and then, like I said, Noxious Grasp, for example, you take the things that don't do much out. Lots of the times, if I get stuck on, you know, I sideboarded in all the removal I want and I have too many cards in my deck, I might drop some of the legendaries. I might drop a Questing Beast because there's 4 copies of him, even though I love Questing Beast and like to drop him really consistently, and he's prone to removal, so that's why 4 copies is good. However, you know, Embercleave is another option for that as well. If there's no removal needed, maybe Bonecrusher Giant Stomp isn't a requirement. If it's a control deck, you can get rid of that. And then you're sideboarding in other things, maybe more Noxious Grasps for Vivians or Nissas, stuff like that. So it really depends on the certain matchup. Sifjig Ceratops against anything, you know, Brazen Borrowers, control decks, anything with blue that's going to mess with you there. The more you play this game and the more you play best of 3, the more apparent these decisions are going to be in real time. And you're just basing it off of, you know, your knowledge of the meta, what deck they're going to be playing, and then what within their deck upset you and how can you mitigate that effect and come out on top of it if possible, right? So this was, I want to call it Gruel, but it's Jund Midrange by Amberkit, who reached Mythic 885. I took it from like 93% Mythic all the way up to top 1500, so it's a great deck, and you know, we absolutely slayed our opposition with it. I know you guys are going to enjoy it. I'm live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. At 7, we go live on Twitch, and then again at 6 p.m. we're back live on YouTube, all Mountain Standard Time, so you have to do your individual conversions. I believe I'm -6 or -7, depending on daylight savings. We also have the Discord, so link for that is in the description below. Link for everything is in the description below. Woof, it's been a long day, right? We've been here for like 5 hours. With that being said, enjoy today's gameplay footage. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got the 500,000 gem giveaway at 10,000 subs. We're getting like 100 to 200 a day. It's going to be less than a week until that triggers, so do not miss out. Subscribe to the channel. Tell a friend so they don't miss out either, and maybe they will share some of their prizes with you if they win. Enjoy Jund Midrange half as much as I did, and you're going to have an amazing day. Don't forget to watch to the end for our final closing thoughts and propaganda shenanigans. Take care. We'll see you in a second. And don't mind if I do. I don't mind if I do. 3 lands. Missing our black, but questing beasts on the way. Scrying 4 set swamp. Just need a swamp to tuck in right there. Do have faith in the heart of the cards. We were punished pretty hard in our last video. We did a free-to-play... No, actually, sorry, it wasn't free-to-play. It was just rotation-proof. Gruul deck. It was actually the exact opposite of free-to-play. It basically only had Annex in it. That was the only uncommon card. The rest was rares and mythics. So, you know, a lot of people are like, well, I don't have enough mythics or rares. But they didn't help me. I'll tell you that much. So we snag a Paradise Druid. That's actually going to replace our Scavenging Ooze. Just because it brings our Rotting Regisaur online. It also allows a turn 3 questing beast, depending. Good game. And, you know, he must have missed his land drop. This is the luck we needed last video. Anyways, so it's Azorius something. No companion. I mean... The Remorse could be good. Maybe getting this... Let's just let it rip. I don't think we need any creature removal. Faithful Knight versus Faithful Knight. They put the Faithful Knight in the shop. I'm going to have to change my avatar now. Go back to the exclusive life, get that hooded figure up. I mean, this is cool. Right? I mean, yeah. Let's make sure to get this in tapped, since we don't have a 1-drop. And that activates our Castle Locthwain. So that's actually ideal for us. Alright, Bertha Maltese. Is this Orzhov? Doom? We have turn 3 Reggie. Hopefully a turn 4 Beast. Okay. I mean, that's great. Let's just put our Smasher out. I don't care. We can discard a Beast. We've got 2 copies. And this is, of course, only if it survives. You could play the Doom immediately, right? And that's just bad times for us. He's got instant speed removal, so he's going to do it after we discard. Playing the Heart of Keld. Hopefully there's a land underneath. Negative. We smash for 7. I would, of course, defend, sure. Shatter the Sky cripples us. ECD on the Regisaur, I believe. Okay, and then there's no targets for it to bring back yet. Still no land on top. Absolutely heartbreaking. We will strike for 3, though. And I'm going to hold the Serpent in hand. I don't really want to play too far into a Shatter. Yorion bounces ECD, hits our Heart of Keld. Oh, man, that's so annoying. The Kaya hits our face. That's incredible. Nice. I mean, it just is what it is. Just kill this thing. Get it out of here. And then it just bounces it back. Right? So, we can concede here. We're gonna go into match 3, and, Shieldbreaker can come in, right? That's, Artifact Destruction. Actually, this was not Artifact. This was Enchantment. So was this. Let's double think that thought real quick. There was no blue. It is Orzhov. Bonecrusher Giant isn't really necessary, but at the same time, this Gemrazer is our best bet for survival. We're also on the play here, I believe. I think. Pretty sure. That's a turn 3 beast, baby. Trying to get our Embercleave online as well, passively. Yeah, that's fine. So, Cleave's active. Beast's in play. Okay, for our first 4. Wall can't block us. Oath of Kai kills the Druid. Respectable. I'm gonna keep this ooze in hand. Again, trying not to play into a shatter. Passage is the 4th land here, so it will come in untapped. This could be it. Let's take the swing. Omens maybe aren't that bad. It just forces us to cleave this Druid. Which I think is fine, right? And now, by cleaving the Druid, it's actually spreading our threat for our opponent, because now, yes, the Questing Beast is a huge threat, but now he also has the Paradise Druid to deal with. So single target removal becomes less effective the more you spread your threat. So that's just a nice little principle there for you. We do see Yorion drop immediately. That's going to kill the Druid, forcing us to re-equip our Cleave. So yeah, you know what? He gets some value there. The 1/1s again is nice as well for him. Again, if he had an ECD, like, at least this way it was a Druid that got removed, not, you know, something better. Let's just do the do. Yorion's the only one that can block it. We have both Death Touch, Trample, First Strike, so it will only need to deal 1 damage to Yorion to kill it, and we wouldn't take any because of Death Touch, First Strike, which is cool. And the rest, the Trample, you know, goes into the opponent, so Doesn't even have to engage with it. And he knows this, so he leaves Yorion on the field. We can embrace our ooze, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Again, trying to spread our threat. He draws, though, down to 2 mana. Maybe we go for it. Instant speed. There's that -4/-4. He doesn't get it. Good game. And just like that, we're in with an early win. Let's see if we can get back into the top 1500 today. Again, really enjoying the ability to play first. This is slow, though. Scry plus tapped. We can't do it. We have to mulligan this. And now this is 3 lands of each color. A ramp into a turn 3 beast if we want, or even a potential a Reggie if we don't go that direction, right? So keeping 6 and now deciding what we want to do. And I almost think we don't ramp into beasts, but we play them both organically. Right? Or do we ramp into beast, throw the Reggie? Or, better yet, well, the 2 red mana, well, actually, we will have that through the Druid. Really thinking about these mulligan options is going to be your best way to always get better at them, planning your turn 1 through 1st. I'm going to try to start, narrating my thought process a little bit more aggressively than prior, but it is a constant challenge, right? You don't want to say too many stupid things in one video. Turn 1, Fabled Passage, slow land, comes in tapped. We get that Druid out, and we are not drawing that land, so maybe things could get a little weird for us, but again, I mean, it's not the worst. Second red source, few other creatures, so we don't have to use the Paradise Druid as that symbol, but so he knows we've got the Reggie, and he probably doesn't really care to deal with that so much. But nonetheless, let's just get after it. He's still on par. We missed our land drop. We need to note that. This is not a land. Risen Reef is just ramping. Okay, sure. That's a hard decision to make. I think we keep the Bonecrusher Giant to stomp him. I almost want to throw the Beast, but we'll toss the Cleave. Get the land. Let's crush this. Just get it out of the way. I guess we just take the hit for 9. We play this for 1 and get burnt. That sucks. But we do also just have that 3-drop within our Bonecrusher Giant, which allows us to, just kind of play a little loose and fast with our Stonecoil Serpent here. So untapped land. Leafkin Druid. That's good for us, actually. Oh, we lose our Beast. I forgot about the discard. Bummer, bro. Alright, let's toss this. Three attacks. Getting in for 3, I believe. What? Really wants that mana. Interesting. Let's take a shuffle in our library. And we have 2 forests. We need that second mountain in case we lose our Paradise Druid. Right? That gives us access to our Cleave still, potentially, if we don't lose too many. Okay, so he gains life, which is good, plays another, but he's down to 2 land. And I think he could play to 3. And then he had the Leaf Kindred as well. So no discard for us. Ooze is really good, and that's like the best top deck we could have gotten right here immediately after he played his Uro. So we go right in for it, right? Taking that Uro, so he can't replay it. And if I was a betting man, you know what I mean? Like, this is getting there. I'll trade with the Paradise Druid. I do not mind. So we're going in for 4. Getting in for 5. Those are his desired blockers. Okay, we get in for 3. We're saving this mana open in case he does play another Uro, in which we can immediately activate the ability in response and taking that Uro out of play again. Every now and again we play a match respectively well. Now let's blow this second round. Uro, right? So Agonizing Remorse grabs that. They can also look into his hand, and maybe he's got ultimatums we need to deal with, right? We liked Bonecrusher Giant because, you know, the Risen Reef sucks. Scavenging Ooze is also great. Noxious Grasp. I mean, it does get rid of... Does he have any enchantments? I don't think so. So I think the Gemrazer can go. And, like, the Noxious Grasp take out Risen Reef as well, right? And it's 2 for 3, so that's a nice mana conversion. The Embrace is cool. We really have to prioritize those reefs, because they are dangerous, right? Those things are powerful. We've got a whole minute left to decide. So just kind of like weighing the pros and cons. Like, Uro is a bummer. Remorse kills it. Ooze kills it. Grasp can, you know, take care of the reefs for us. The Bonecrusher Giant can take care of the reefs. So what's good? What's bad? You know, maybe we dump a Noxious Grasp for, like... It feels bad, but maybe a Serpent. Protection from Multicolored is good, though. That is actually very good. 30 seconds left. Could be as easy as a Cleave or a Heart of Keld as well. You know what I mean? Just getting rid of one of those legendaries that we can't play more of. Or potentially a Questing Beast, which I love. I hate to drop a Questing Beast, so we can't do that. We're going to drop a Heart of Keld, which I think is probably an incorrect play. But nonetheless, we only need 1. And it didn't look like he had a ton of removal. He's more of like a ramp deck. So if we can just get that 1 out there, we're going to be safe. And then I'd rather have the chance of drawing the Embercleave more consistently than the Keld, I think. Play slow, ramp with Druid equals keep hand. Early removal as well. We're going to take a black source here. More removal, not so bad. 3 Bonecrusher Giants in your opening hand. That actually is, like, maybe a little bit abusive. We're going to get reported. Okay, the Druid's fine. It's a big body, right? Let's pay life here. So instead of ramping, I'm going to go right into his hand. Genesis Ultimatum, 2 copies of Terror of the Peaks. Wow. Wow, we have some work to do. We need to hold up 4 mana to double Bone Crush this Terror when it enters the battlefield, right? Noxious Grasp is not killing Terror of the Peaks. I was focused on Risen Reef. I didn't even think of Terror of the Peaks. But now we know exactly what deck he is. He's the Genesis Ultimatum, Temur Elemental Ramp, Terror of the Peaks Ugin. So again, that's going to be entering very quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's playing to 6. So let's try to keep up here. Take that Scry. Noxious Grasp we found that we will not need, so that can go. And we continue to ramp, holding on to these giants. Please and thank you. So we've efficiently dealt with these Terror of the Peaks, but now what's really hard here is how do we go above and beyond that and deal with this Genesis Ultimatum? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's dropping 1 land and it activates. So let's just go and snag this out of the sky immediately. I mean, it helps, but it is what it is. Take 4 damage there. Actually 3. We took 6 damage there. So that's unfortunate, but we're going to pull a Lava Coil in for game number 3 to deal with the Terror. No attacks here. Kind of a bummer, and we just need to not have any land and get into that hand again and get rid of that Genesis Ultimatum. He didn't pay life for it for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, does he not have the right sources, maybe? Well, let's knock out a green source, right? Just trying to eat his mana so he can't get to that ultimatum. We're going to pay life here. And, you know, we should really start hammering in with this beast, I think. We could have not paid life and just played the Bonecrusher and then hasted next turn. I think that still might be the better play, even though we paid life like an idiot. Let's not make more mistakes. Let's rebuckle, you know, our concentration here. Avoiding this ultimatum. Kind of gets us anyways, I guess. Good game. Alright, so I'll let you guys see what the deck does. If you're interested in this deck list, just look up, you know, Temur Ultimatum. It's really good. You're gonna like this, right? Let's let them play it out. Just in case you haven't seen this, as far as entertainment value goes, it's very high. One of my favorite decks within the set. All you've got to do is push to 7, play your Ultimatum. Bingo, bango, bongo. No negate, you win. And then again, just doing huge damage to us. The Terror is going to kill us and triggers. Yeah, baby. Woof. Okay, so little lesson learnt there, and we're probably just upset in general over the board state. So Noxious Grasp didn't do too well for us. The Lava Coil is better, right? Because it hits not only for the same cost the you know, the reefs, but it will also hit and we lose instant speed, but that's fine. So we're taking those without really much question. Everything else looked pretty good. What do you drop, though, in this situation, right? If we don't ramp, he's going to slay us, so we have to ramp on the play to even compete. We also need removal on the play to compete. I'm tempted for the Reggie, maybe. I don't know. Hard question. The Beast? But I love playing the Beast. Hard decisions today, that's for sure. Right, we decide to drop the Beast as a legendary. It's not going to be as consistent, but if we get it, we get it. But if we don't, we don't. And this doesn't look good. We have no ramp, little removal, and we can deal with Uro. But that's it. I don't know. I guess. I mean, those are two pretty good things that we need to deal with for this deck. So, like, we do have the answer for Risen Reef, and we do have the answer for Uro. So we should just, you know, progress from there. Let's take out a green source here, please. That activates Vivian via our tomb. Lava Coil as well. So let's just start out slow with the ooze. A little bit of gruel here. Now we've got ourselves into a weird scenario. Right? Let's take the attack. If he blocks, we'll step on it. I'm going to play the Giant. You know, we're going to go wide, we're going to go quick, we're going to hit hard. We have removal for the lanes. We've got Vivian for the boost. Brazen Borwer sucks. So this is fine, right? No harm, no foul. It all would have happened anyways, we can't get around it. So again, we just take out Uro. That's our first priority there, always. Get that guy off the field. And now, there's part of me that just wants to limit his mana and smash harder than we've ever smashed before. You know what I mean? Let's toss that in. We'll take our second red source for Cleave. We are 1 mana short, or 1 attacking creature short, though. And I don't think the 4 extra damage is worth the Lava Coil. I'd rather have him trade, and then if he doesn't trade, we can make the decision whether to do it or not, right? This will activate our Embercleave next turn. Actually, I think it was already activated. Uro again, no harm, no foul. So that's fine. Now we can actually get rid of Uro. His second copy, which is great. And we still have a massive cleave here, which is just going to be a lot of fun. Let's see these blockers first, if any. We've got 12 on the field. Could be as much as, what, 13, 18? Question mark? Math. I think that's her. We won't trigger our Scavenging Ooze as a high threat priority. He's got no mana for removal, but I think we've mentioned that a few times. We're really trying to spread our threat, so if he does have a little bit of removal, it's not going to be enough, unless it's a board reset, which is always hard to deal with regardless. Playing first is just, you know, a blessing. 2 land is tough, though. We go first. They are both colors. Could be worse. Right? We've got, you know, some interesting 2-drops here. So we do have a 45% chance to draw land here, actually. Well, you know, we'll play the blue and green first. I don't think it much matters, but... There it is. And why pay life if you don't have to? Should we go right in? Or do we want to ooze out first? Aggro town, right? Let's go right for it. Long con would have been better to Remorse, but I was planning on him being an Uro deck, a ramp, not removal. But again, I'd rather him remove the Ooze than the Reggie. Let's check it out. I'm scared at this point. Whoa, 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 whoa. We take Nissa, right? We can't... Like, Thought Eraser's great, but... we really need to take that Nissa.
Forgive me.
It's just, she's so good. So he's gonna Thought Eraser us. I'm pretty sure he's pulling an island here, right? It's basically his only play. And then he's got the green in hand, so... probably losing a Reggie, I assume. But I'm totally fine dropping a Heart of Keld. Right? That's gonna help us. Either or, we're good. If he takes an Embercleave, then I'm smitten. If he takes Reggie, he doesn't have removal. Oh, we can see his hand. What am I talking about? Of course he doesn't have removal. Gets to play land still, though. We're going to play our Keld and try to play land from the top. Just like this. Please and thank you. Paying 2 life. Nothing in his library, but we're going to gain half that life back. And we get +1/+1, right? So, hitting our opponent for a little bit more this turn. Down to 15. Land on top into our hand. So it's good to get that last one off the top, right? To draw. Well, that would have been our 3rd land in a row without the Heart of Keld. So she can just really help you get rid of those lands. Okay, and then there's a creature on the top, so that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just smash. Right? 4 leaves us with 1. He's got nothing. We've got nothing. Let's see his blocks. And we like the Ooze, so we're going to put our threat on the Heart of Keld. It's big damage in game number 1. Down to 4. Wait till he sees these other 2 Ooze pile on top the first one. Just not wanting to play your Uro at all. It's like, ugh. This card normally wins every game. Taking his Nissa, I think, was a very nice play on our behalf. Hopefully he didn't draw another. No, we're okay. Then we've got the land left over. Oh, cancel. He's not in the graveyard yet. There we go. Snagged him. We'll get the other next turn. Meanwhile, he has no blockers, and that's game. Sultai. Nissa. Agonizing Remorse. Noxious Grasp. Bonecrusher can go. He's not so many little guys, right? Llanowar Elves or whatever. Visionary. No enchantments I didn't see either, really. There's no ECD, so I think the Gemrazer can go. And then if we were going to take a creature, it would probably be our Shifting Ceratops. Right? Like, it's really good for Uro. I'm going to take 2 of them, actually. Match number 2 should be pretty easy, I'm hoping. This is a lot of land to hold on to. But if we don't pull land, then that's bad. I'd rather flood than not have any. 4's not too many, I guess. We pull an Ooze right away, which is actually pretty exciting as far as our draw hand goes. That kind of brings it all together nicely. He's got a Thought Erasure. He's going to take our Ooze. Negative. Plus, he doesn't have the mana for it, right? So, maybe he's got removal, but let's bank on him not having it. And hopefully this Ooze can just do work again, shut down this early game Uro. If not, it's pulling his removal, which will help our other permanents out in the game. This is definite Uro territory. He goes for Thought Erasure. Vivian's dead. Gonzo. You like to hide it from her on the screen, just like, can't get it. Can't get it. Can't get a card, can't see. Maybe he takes that Serpent. Protection from multicolor is pretty good too. He's really thinking about it, but let's hide Vivian again. No, he did see it there, and he gets it. Alright, he gets to the Surveil as well. We pull a Cleave. Right, like... So... yeah. This is weird, but we have to play the Druid, play the Forest. We could have done this last turn, actually. We could have played the tap land and then Fabled Passage next turn. I don't know what I was thinking there. You know my thought processes, right? They're skewed. Regardless, I'm looking to Embercleave is the my main directive here. Right, that was definitely the wrong, like, we just forced ourselves to pay 2 life, basically. Narset, that's actually fine with us.
Past, present, and future are
we got no creatures. He's got no creatures. He drew literally the best card he could. We're going to kill his Narset, though. Instead of Embercleaving, which we wanted to. We're just going all in. Beast slays Narset with his ability.
I won't forget our time together.
And turn. Lethal next turn. Putting Beasts to the top needs to be done on our attack phase. Cleave's available. He can't see it, so that could be fun. Teferi is going to phase something out, and we're going to cleave the other thing for lethal, right? So that's fun. Unless he can play an island here. If he can play an island to activate that Aether Gust, you know, that's really good for him. And a whole nother story, because he can deal with 2 creatures then. He doesn't. Let's just drain it in. You know, he's going to minus on the Questing Beast. That's just common sense, I feel like. If I can figure it out, most people should be able to. And the attacker has already been declared, reducing the cost of the Embercleave. So it should have been done beforehand if he was worried about said cleave. Here's his -3, and I'm not sure he's doing, you know, anything else. Again, keeping our Ooze without too much threat on it. And I guess we should take this as well, right? You never know when he's bringing stuff back. 2-0 against, you know, a little bit of Salty Wrap there, so very good. Climbing up Mythic without much trouble, much resistance. Playing first. Awesome. No creatures is the thing. We do have the land. Let's keep 7. Demonic Embrace is a singleton within the deck, so it's kind of actually cool to play it off the start. There's no need for this Fabled Passage until turn 4, so you know, we're just chilling, relying on this top deck, which we can actually kind of scope out and plan what we want via MTG Assistant. Link for that is in the download description. Very cool tool for Magic the Gathering. Let's just hold this up, instant speed. You never know. I don't think it's going to be green or white with mono black, though. So that sucks. There goes Vivian. Noxious Grasp is a dead card, needs to be sideboarded out.
I aimed too high.
Let's grab that secondary black source. Again, we should have played our tap land and then Fabled Passage in for the second black next turn. What's wrong with this kid? You know, and that's just to show you guys, you don't need to be a perfect player to get into Mythic. I don't even play that many matches. Like, all that I play, you see. So does he have another Heartless Act? That would be so... Let's just thin our library more. Let's pull that second red for Cleave if we get it. And we did hold on to our Embrace, so that could be a blessing in disguise here if Reggie can survive. I'm sure he's got removal, though. Grasp can go, it's dead. Let's just push our luck. I'm sure he's got removal. Yeah. Loving it. We're going to keep this to discard. 1, 2, 3. No, that won't even. We're too far away from that still. Right, if we had 6, then we could keep that to discard, but we're only at 5. Drawing to 6, but we need a discard. I guess it works. If he has removal, we're screwed. Well, isn't that curious? I never thought of making the Ooze a flyer. That's actually pretty deadly. Alright, hopefully no removal. Fiend Artisan, that's fine. So maybe no removal left. Well, that certainly doesn't help us. We've got quite a few. Playing defensively is not going to get us the win. Let's go for it. We have to save one of them, though. We only get to do it twice. Just the token will help us. We have potentially lethal next turn. Never mind. Good game. That's so nice. Hits us for 8. He goes up by 8. We're going to have to take this into a little bit of sideboard action here. Right? That's too much. You can sack it with Fiend Artisan and it comes back and it just like kills us immediately. So he did have lethal there. Right? All he had to do was pay 2, tap his Artisan, sacrifice this. Actually, even could have paid 0 or 1 and tapped it, which he had access to kill this, brings it back, and the Devotion's 8 again, so That's so close to getting us, and then he's got the flyers, and we're tapped, so definitely had lethal on us. Mono black, Noxious Grasp is a dead card. Lava Coil for that Shepherd, please and thank you. Doesn't really have any enchantments. Gemrazer can go. It does have reach though, which is nice. But so does the Ceratops. Well, hard call, hard call. I guess the maybe that is nice for the reach. And he's got a lot of removal, so it doesn't make the Reggie as good because he can just pick it off. But if we can, yeah, we're gonna keep Razor and drop a Reggie. Woof. Joker Jacob 2020 showing his support on our Twitch channel, in which we are live every single morning at 7 a.m. at Mountain Standard. Come say hello. Meet some of our other patrons, if you will. It's always fun. We're playing first here because we lost. This is a bad hand. At least. I'm going to take both of these because you know one's getting removed. And do we have any scries? Scries are good here. But we need that second green source. No, we have that within our tempo. Okay, perfect. Let's take that scry. Just pulling creatures here. No more lands. Still nothing. Into our hand. There goes our first beast. Right? That's why we keep multiples. He could take Vivian because there's two of them. Alright, he's playing the virtual card advantage game. Let's kind of just withhold as much information from him as we can. Alright, wow, he's gonna grab Death Touch here on Lifelink. Which is admittedly pretty good. However, we may just leave it alone. If he has removal, then we're screwed. We should have attacked. We beggeth of the Lord to supplieth no removal to our opponent. It's all probably down here. These 4 cards. He attacks and then he removes us. Big brain, baby. Right to Vivian. She's high priority. He's tapped, so we can attack here.
For the wilds, unbowed and unknown.
I don't think he's got any flying, so reach is probably not required. I see the removal, which I was worried about, but we still have that defender now. Except he is menace, doesn't he? No, Death Touch, lifelink, no menace. So really it doesn't matter. Vigilance is great, I guess.
I'd like you to meet my friend.
In case he attacks us directly, not our Vivian, we can let it go through. Maybe not, actually. However, -2. Oh, never... Okay, yeah, that's from Exile. This is good. So whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We hit the -2. We play the Questing Beast, and then we can search for a Rotting Regisaur.
Things are about
If that's what we want, I think... I love Rotting Regisaurs. Or our Radha could be cool. Because we already have a Reggie. Yes, and then we can play an additional land, which is deadly, paying life for it, and now stomping out this Fiend Artisan before its Summoning Sickness is gone, and it can be tapped to sack and dig for something. Right? Death Touch. We're just defending at this point. Even though, well, tough call. He could have removal. We need all the defenders we can get. So we can play lands from the top of our library. We can also play creatures from the top. So we're in a pretty good position here. Just to kind of let it go the distance. Just because we have those engines in play. Okay, I imagine he takes our Reggie. Exhaling the Embrace is a better move, though. And he does go for that. Murderous Rider. Bomber, right? That's what I'm talking about. We need all the defenders we can get to protect our Vivian. Let's just play this again. Reduce the cost of it by 1 by playing the land that was underneath of it. Which is always fun. I like this alive, almost. Right? Yeah, let's just stay alive for now. Vigilance.
I love making
And,
new friends.
we should just play this as a creature, I guess. Oh, no, we can't. Yes, we can. Oh, this shuffles our library, though. No! We have all our colors available, so it doesn't matter what we take. Questing Beast on top. Alright. So we basically probably just go in with our Reggie now, then. Kind of screwed that up. And I think we're in a position where we can start flexing. Right? There's that shepherd. Woof. Kind of annoying. And we're down to 13. We gotta keep this devotion out of here, you guys. Land off the top. Great. Do we have anything good for 2? Let's take a look at our deck list. Like the Gemrazer we could take. Paradise Druid we could take. Nothing really great. Let's take the shuffle, get rid of that land. That Lava Coil is going to be a nice draw. That's for certain. We've got a nice board state, that is for certain.
And Ikoria answers.
He can kill one of our 3/3s if he wants with his Shepherd, but that's fine. Let's lower his devotion as far as we can to make that Gray Merchant less viable and effective. Alright, Reggie's gonzo, but his devotion drops. These things do re-enter, but I think they get shuffled in, so it's just the Grim Dancer. No, he chooses to bring it back instead of the bottom. Because they're getting exiled instead, right? So he could choose to put it on the bottom if he wanted, repull the removal. But he wants the 1/1, right? He still keeps its devotion though, so that's frightening. So, you know, 2, 4, 6, you know. 8 with the Gary. Yeah, gross. Nice, bro. We're gonna need some reach to shut down the Shepherd. Gets us down to 1 here. That's funny. We have no reach. He can attack for 4. Alright, we gotta do our best here. He's got nothing to sack this Grey Merchant, I hope. If he does, we're dead. Right? Village Rites would slay us. So he's wondering if he should kill me or my Vivian, and he decides me. What an amazing card to have sitting on the top of your library. We could have also exiled the merchant, right? That probably would have been smart. Can we play this as the Stomp? Man, that would be cool. Something with reach, just in case, I guess.
Every day is a new
Boy George, I think we've got a good sized hit here, and I think we've still got enough defenders. Alright, so he kills our Heart of Keld. Or no, he doesn't. He doesn't have enough attack. It survives! We're down to 1. He just needs to play a Grey Merchant on us. Dealing a single damage to us will do it. Alright, alright. Good game, I think. You know, all he needs is 1 life to win a game of Magic. We've seen that exemplified here. That Grey Merchant was still so annoying. Let's take it away from him. We literally only would use the reach from this. I'm not sure the ooze is particularly good here. I'm also... Well, the giant is some form of removal. Crushing Beast can go. Cleave can go. Let's just spread it. I think we've got a pretty good strategy. Just kind of getting a little bit of that early game removal in. Take care, Joker. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Just bidding farewell again to some of our Patreons live on Twitch with us recording this. You know, the Lava Coil's not bad. The land's not good, though. We could pull a black source. This would be a lot cooler. I have faith that we will. Ooh, ask and ye shall be rewarded. Nice, he's gonna take a coil. That's a terrible hand to come against. Takes our remorse so he can keep his gray. Or Gary. That's just fine with us, my friend. I'm keeping... Oh no, we don't have the land for that. Whoops. I was just saying, I'm going to keep the ooze in hand, play the giant, but we're still on 2. Woof. Yeah, right, for a second. Kind of what I thought would happen. Probably going to happen again next turn. Who cares? Onward to our Embercleave. Okay. More of the same. Nice! I love the land off the top. That's so good. We don't want to draw a druid, so let's shuffle. And we have 1 red. Let's grab that secondary red for cleave. Beast on top. Don't mind if I do. Arya, I don't think he's going to sack it, though. We have first strike, hitting for 7. Woo! Woo! Drawing our giant, and then we've got 3 forms of removal, plus a cleave, which he's not seen yet. Sacks it? I love it. 3 or less. What's he take? Grim Dancer. Is that a real move that he just made? Got him. Lava Coils. Such a great sideboard option against this mono black deck. It was able to carry us through there. Good stuff, good stuff. Cool, but, you know, without the land to play them, it's useless. And we get to draw and then scry. That's such a greedy hand to take, you guys. I'm doing it. Full greed against number 32. You have to go greedy against top 50 players. We need a swamp, we need a swamp, we need a swamp! Big swamp, baby. There it is. That is a grungy looking swamp. Mono red? No, it's gotta be girl. Rakdos. Nice. I'm interested. No removal. We're gonna need it though. We have to trade. If he removes us, this is gonna get a lot harder. He does. Does he have a sack ability? No way. The village rights for 1 to draw? I'd lose my mind. Waiting. Alright, I mean, he must have it. Such a nice play. Yeah, nice. Woof. Very much. Big Wooferson McGee over here. At least Reggie can trade with it. I'm sure he's got more removal though. We do have a backup, which is nice. We take 3 damage and he's going to hit it for 3. If he doesn't remove us and just hit us for 4. 2 of them? Come on! Plus a priest? Lord have mercy on our souls. I wish. He should block with the Butcher. Down to 9 if we can embrace. Yeah, woof. This is gonna be weird. We need to keep Reggie alive and embrace it. Okay, kills Questing Beast and we have to sack Reggie. That makes sense. Of course he has just a ridiculously powerful play like that. Are you serious? 3 Butchers in the top 5? Wow. That's impressive. Alright, I don't think we're getting anything here. Right, like what do we even do with that? Play our Reggie. so bad. He's gonna just have us sack it again, right? And then we don't get the chance to strike with it. Gutter bones, yeah. If he, yeah, okay. Okay. Interesting. So those Reggies are going to be taken if I claim the Firstborn. We need to push our mana cost up higher, unless we remorse them. Also, these Dreadhorde Butchers need to be exiled, not destroyed. Noxious Grasp can go. I can't have him claim our Reggie and then smash us with it. Bonecrusher Giant is better because it can hit, you know, his priest with Stomp. Doing our best though, nonetheless. Playing first, keeping 7. Threatening a shock to start. Building up our Bonecrusher Giant. Okay, it's his whole turn. Bet you wish you saved that for the questing beast. I hope. He's probably got a couple copies of it. Okay, Knight of the Legion. That's fine. 2 of them. Interesting. I could use some more stomps. These 3/3s will be nice.
I will protect them.
Vigilance.
Beauty lies in variation.
Not a bad start, but I'm still worried. Spawn of Mayhem, we need flying and reach. We're going to go -2. Play this as the creature which has reach, so it can trade with it. Oh, cancel. Creature, not mutate. Then we get to search, which is fun for another Keld, I believe, right? We did toss our Reggie, which is normally our go-to, but this way we can keep playing. Honestly, I'm going to pay 2 life and just put this out as a 2/2. A little bit more reach, never hurt anybody. Now the questing beast, in my opinion, can strike in. We have a replacement for it in our hand. If I were him, I would trade. Or her, I should say. I don't know if it's you know, what's going on over there. As long as they're having fun playing Magic, right? That's what matters to me. Okay, cool. So, you know, we are at least able to, on the play, beat one of the top players in the world here. I want one Reggie, and getting Embercleave is unlikely because of all the sacrifice effects that he has, so... You know, I was sad when we couldn't pull a Reggie. We had to play another Keld, but even that's a very good play. This is a bad hand. We have to mulligan this. It's too much land. Now there's no land. Deep breaths. Keeping 5. Tossing our ooze. And a land, I guess. Yikes. We need the Serpent as a 1/1 to block the first hit that the Dreadhorde Butcher gives, just to trade with it. And it also has protection from multicolored, which is really nice in this matchup. Let's just take a look, see what we're dealing with. Eliminates single color. Bummer. Green or white, let's keep that in mind. The sacrifice is more annoying to us though, and it hits a wider spectrum of cards. So he just has removal. Which hits our ooze. LOL. Cry. It's better on the ooze than a beast. It's instant speed too. Yeah, enters tap. Play our ooze into death. And then I hope he just top decks, right? Land, land, land. Nothing but land, baby. Nice. We can trade with it, luckily, though. Hopefully pulling one of these lava coils. He's gonna win this race, right? We gotta hit hard and we gotta hit fast. We need big creatures off the top here. The ooze helps, that's life gain, baby. Let's take our attack first. Taking that life gain. We hit for 8 now. He's in a weird position, or they are in a weird position, I should say. If we can avoid removal, it's going to be a lot friendlier for us. It's big money, right? Land, that's fine. Wow. I wish I had another creature in the grave. We're so close. Oh no, that would have spent all of our mana. I was gonna say we could have played our beast on top, but we don't have enough mana for that. We're too short. We go down to 6. He only needs to do 1 extra damage to us. It could be the Dreadhorde Butcher, right? We actually have lethal now. right? Because of the Mayhem Devil. I never thought of that. Good game. So that is rank number 32 in the world that we take down up to 99%. So we really literally climbed from low percentage 90s right to the precipice or cusp of the top 1500 and 99%. So I hope you guys enjoyed Jund Midrange. I always can play Jund Midrange very, very well. Like, you know, this deck just clicks with me somehow. And different decks are different for different people. Like, we all have our own different archetypes, right? So I hope you enjoyed. Well, after our last video, I really needed to climb back in Mythic rank, and Jund Midrange did just the trick. So grateful for some of these decks provided to us by the Magic the Gathering Arena community. Check out Embercleave, just a great Magic player in general. You know, big shout out to him. I really enjoyed this deck. Thank you so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I don't have any upgrade thoughts for it. It's a great deck list. We had a question, why Agonizing Remorse, not Duress? Duress is only hitting instances and sorceries, where it could be a dead card if they are running a creature deck, whereas the Remorse can always hit something. So it's a little bit more expensive, but it at least is always getting value. So that's my answer there, right? So if you guys have any questions, concerns, reach out to me in Discord, reach out into the YouTube comments. We have the 500,000 gem giveaway, which I mentioned. Don't miss out on that. It triggers at 10,000 subs, so you do not want to miss out. That's going to be less than a week. So subscribe, join the Discord, tell all your friends about it so they don't miss out as well. Maybe they'll share their prizes with you. We are live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. At 7, we go live on Twitch, and then back again at 6 p.m. on YouTube, Discord all day as well. Links for everything in the description below. Those times are Mountain Standard, I believe GMT -6 or something, shenanigans, depending on daylight savings. Anywho, a big shout out to all of our supports. You know, each and every one of you spending your time and attention here with me, no matter if it's for 10 minutes or 2 hours, or for 2 months or the 2 years that I've been doing this. You guys are all incredible, amazing human beings, and I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we've got some gods within the community as well, goddesses as well, I'm sure, going above and beyond with on Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, helping to begin to support me financially, helping to get me into a new location with a better connection so we can really actually to make a career out of this and do it full time. So to you guys, my heart goes out to you. Thank you so much. And, you know, not only from myself, but from everybody else who's been enjoying this content as well. You know, I'm sure they're super appreciative that I've been able to do this for them. So from not only myself, but the whole community, thank you guys. You're amazing. If you want to support the channel, we always have links all over the place. You can do so on YouTube, Twitch, Patreon. Come join the club. You get some VIP goodies by doing so. And yeah, my eternal gratitude. So I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed Jund Midrange slaying Mythic rank with me today. Feels good. Winning is so much better than losing. I think we're going to make a video about the frustrations of Magic and how it can be bad, and you know how to mitigate that and not fall prey to a bad mindset when things do get tough. You know, via different game modes, switching decks, you know, playing with your friends, taking time off ranked, stuff like this, right? So let me know if there's any weird content ideas that you guys want. Not necessarily deck ideas. We do take that as well for our supporters. But, you know, just general content ideas. What kind of guides, what kind of direction of these videos should we take? Because I will do guide deck videos every day, but I also kind of want to just do some general education for you guys as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for your time and attention. Again, I appreciate it. You're the best. Take care. Go have yourselves an amazing day, and we will see you a little later. Peace.